But we begin with an investigation underway tonight after a fisherman aboard a New Bedford-based vessel dies. And we have learned he worked for a company whose owner is now under federal investigation. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian live in studio with the new details. Kim.
Jared, a day after the owner of one of the largest commercial fisheries in the Northeast was arrested on federal fraud charges, a man was found dead on one of his fishing boats. It was around 7 o'clock Saturday morning when the Coast Guard got the call from a crew member on board the fishing boat, the Dinah Jane. They said another crew member was in distress. The Coast Guard escorted the boat from Martha's Vineyard back to the state pier in New Bedford. Those on board performed CPR on the male crew member while in transit, but despite their efforts, he died. New Bedford police tell Eyewitness News they believe he died from a drug overdose. The medical examiner will now conduct an autopsy. The Dinah Jane is part of a fleet of boats owned by Carlos Rafael, the so-called codfather, who now faces federal fraud charges connected to his commercial fishing business, Carlos Seafood Incorporated. And we've learned this is not the first time someone has died on board one of Carlos Rafael's boats. Back in 2006, a worker died from carbon monoxide poisoning while cleaning a poorly ventilated water tank. OSHA fined the company nearly $50,000 for that incident. The death on board the Dinah Jane comes just a day after Rafael and the bookkeeper for Carlos Seafood Incorporated were arrested. Our cameras were rolling as IRS agents raided the company Friday. The pair faced charges of conspiracy and submitting falsified records to the federal government. The Justice Department says they were evading federal fish quotas and selling their catch under the table for bags of cash. If found guilty, they could face time in prison and a six-figure fine. And as for the man who died on board the Dinah Jane, he has not yet been identified. State and local police, as well as the Coast Guard, are all investigating the incident. Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.